So we saw that the essence of virtue, human virtue, is that it makes us more human. And that what makes us human is what distinguishes us from every other form of life. We are animals, but what distinguishes us from the llama and the leopard is our rational ability to think and to use our thinking to make ourselves admirable and good people. So we are both rational animals and moral animals. This is why courage and temperance are the two virtues, as we said, that are most important, because these control our most basic animal impulses. The fear of pain, which short circuits reason because it freezes our reasoning and makes us act in a fight or flight kind of way, and the desire for an enjoyment of pleasure. When pleasure becomes too strong, it clouds our thinking. And indeed, this is why the virtue of temperance in the original Greek has a different meaning than we would think. The word is sophrosune. And sophrosune literally means clear or sober thinking. Because pleasure is seen like alcohol or a drug, something that when we indulge in it to too much of an extent, it clouds our thinking. It makes us bad judges of character, of worth, and of truth. We know this, and that is why we say don't drink and drive. That if you're not sober, you're going to get pulled over. And so the key here is, what is temperance? It literally just means clear or sober thinking. The kind of thinking that will allow us, therefore, to exercise our rational capacities to their fullest and most human extent. So, as we see, in all of the virtues, everything's about a moderate, a happy medium. Pleasure in itself is not wrong. We as humans couldn't be human without the ability to experience pleasure. But we have to experience the right pleasures. We have to indulge the right pleasures, and we have to curb or control the kinds of pleasures that will make us less human. So again, the key is, does our activity make us more human? Everything that does, we should make flourish. We should indulge. But anything that makes us less human, that makes us less distinct, those are the things that we should curb and control. Not eliminate, because as humans we have these things, but rather curb and control so that they're aligned with the truly valuable things in life. Again, what is the key? The key is to align your desires with your rationality, to make your desires rational desires, desires that when you indulge them will give you your best life, and not the kind of life that makes you slip into the stupor and catatonic existence of a pig. So, this is especially a problem for our society, isn't it? We might argue, Aristotle would say, that our society is in the particular grip of an overemphasis on pleasure. And to see this, think about two well-known sayings. One, it's the economy, stupid. Where do we see this? Well, we saw this in presidential elections, that the most important thing that we think about when we elect our leader is how well are they going to stimulate the economy. Well, what's the economy? The economy is consumption. This is a capitalist society. The economy runs on the ability to produce demand and therefore increase consumption of goods. Well, how are you going to do that? You can only do that by telling people and training people to obey your thirst. You all remember that Sprite commercial? What kind of thirst? Any thirst for enjoyment and pleasure. What you want in a good citizen in our society is not a self-controlled person. You want someone who's in the victimhood and the grip of FOMO. You all know what FOMO is. Fear of missing out. I have an Android phone. That phone has served me well for the last 5 years. Are you shocked? You should be, because that's abnormal. That phone is prehistoric to you. What I should be doing is the next upgrade to the Galaxy or the Flex 2 or 3 should have made me give that up, because I'm fearing that I will not have a function that will allow me to enjoy life even better. Other people are enjoying life better with the Apple 10 than with my wife's Apple 5, which she still has. So the society requires us to want the new, to want the better, the more enjoyable. Aristotle would say this is a society that's dysfunctional because it has allowed the most basic pleasures to take control of our reason and therefore make us less human and therefore less rational and less likely to be virtuous or moral. As we saw, courage and temperance are those foundational virtues that allow us to do the right thing because our reason is neither clouded nor obstructed. So, the key is excess, isn't it? With this virtue, we're not concerned with getting too little pleasure. Aristotle believes if you are someone who does not enjoy things at all, then there's something wrong with you. You're not even human. Most humans have the opposite problem, the tendency to overindulge in pleasure and to indulge in the kinds of pleasures that are not good for them. And so what we're going to do in the next installment is talk about what excess is and how can we tell when we've gone excess and what pleasures we should indulge in rather than curb, because some pleasures make us more human and more moral, and what pleasures we should curb or control because they're basic animal pleasures, and if we overindulge them, we therefore make ourselves less human and less moral.